You guys engage in combat with Alina's two accomplices, which you learn the names of are Ro and Cavi, along with two lesser elementals by their sides, engaging in combat with you all, having just momentarily captured the princess. And it all concluded with these two sirens showing off a little bit of their power by barreling a huge wave towards all of you, and Alina telling them to retreat out of the scene. You guys were able to save the princess and haul her back onto the ship. Um, Updating the captain and the crew about, their souls being snatched out of their bodies. And just before you guys went off to sleep, Tanji had caught a glimpse of a blue glowing mass traveling underneath the ocean water, going past the ship. And the following morning, the captain called all of you into her quarters once more about the next steps concerning the Moonstone gems, in which all of you guys basically formulated a plan that you are going to snag on the little bait, on the little lead that was the creature, the blue glowing creature. Then you all decided to visit the princess just to make sure that her powers were not siphoned when she was kidnapped, and she was proven to be completely okay besides her emotional trauma. You guys then decided to figure out what the deal was with the new piece that you have acquired, quickly finding out that it gave you all the ability, or whoever is holding it, the ability to detect thoughts on aquatic animals. Having a little visit from Tanji's old acquaintance named Milo and his cousin, who are both great white sharks. And then finally, following that, you guys had a very serious talk about the princess and her role in this entire thing, kind of concluding that she is very vulnerable and should be kept watched. And so many of you went around to ask many members of the crew to just keep watch on the princess. Most of them agreeing, with the exception of Captain, of course. And Hidani having a little confiding moment with the princess, a little heart to heart. Ending with Hidani having a dream of some sorts, depicting flashes of moments of terror, moments of helplessness and hopelessness, in the point of view of different merfolk. So now, here we are. It is the 3rd of Halus 3 now. Morning of 3rd of Halus 3. Hidani, you have just jolted awake, panting, a cold sweat on your forehead, as you hear from Maverin's pouch a familiar voice of your Lieutenant Bo Eckert saying, Maeve, I don't know how far along you are with this, but things are going down at the Dock District. You guys might want to hurry up. What do you do?
Does Kadani see anybody else in the group awake? Or is she the only one?
This is like very, very early morning. I doubt that anybody would be awake at this point.
Okay. She immediately goes over to Maeve and shakes her violently awake.
Oh, for fuck's sake! What do you want? Oh.
You have a message. You have a message from Bo in your pack. He's saying that things are not going well at the Dock District and Fettle. Things are happening.
Did he say what things?
No, I haven't responded yet. I'm getting the others awake because I feel everyone here should be able to hear this.
Okay.
And she goes and she wakes up Matthew immediately afterwards.
Kadani? What's the matter?
Emergency! Getting everybody awake! Maeve can explain. She goes against Tanji.
I don't think I can.
Why are you waking me up?
Emergency! Emergency! Goes against Falcon.
Ah.
In your panic, you're
He-
also breaking. I mean, not breaking, but waking up other crew members who are like pulling the covers over their heads, or groaning, or like cursing under their breath from your panic.
Kadani doesn't notice
Kadani.
this. And just gets Falcon. Message on the sending stone from Bo. There's the emergency. Goes against Dredge.
It's blowing.
Mivrin.
Like, so much smoke is just bellowing out of her nostrils right now.
Mevrin, can you relay the message?
No.
What do you mean, no? I
What
got
do you-
out of my hammock.
I was asleep. Kadani said. Kadani!
Was she able to get Drench up?
There's just a low growl as one of the eyes just opens and looks at you from the side of his face.
Now that everyone's awake, she points at May's back. Bo, Sending Stone said something happening in the dock district. Wanting us to hurry up. It's not going well. And I know that in the last session you said Jiminy's on the case. Is it is it okay for me? Okay. And he said Jiminy's on the case, but something's going on. I figured all of us need to be awake when we do our response.
Very well.
Okay.
Mevrin, can you begin then, sir?
Yeah.
Or anyone?
I'm gonna grab the stone from my bag. Well, what do we want to say? I mean,
Let's report everything we have, basics. Some of what we have, where we are, where we're headed, and inquire about what the hell is happening at home.
he won't be able to respond for another day.
It won't
Tell
this
them
won't
to
for
have.
another day.
They have magic users. Tell them to have someone from the school or mayor send us a message.
Okay.
If it goes too long, I have sending.
Okay. All right. Should we just give him the real short? We got 2 of the pieces. We need 1 more, and then we're heading back.
Seems about right.
And no one's dead.
Yeah.
Great. All right. I'm gonna use the sending stone to send a message back. Hi, Bo, Lieutenant. We have 2 of the pieces. Need 1 more before we can head back. If you can, have someone send us another message. Is that too many syllables?
Yeah.
I think that's all I can say. Look, I'm not an expert under pressure like this, alright? I'm not a wordsmith here. You could have had the bard do it. So, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Fuck you,
Okay.
Tanji. I just woke up!
So did I!
We've all just woken up. Let's take a deep breath.
Need breakfast.
Falcon takes that breath and blows smoke.
Kadani, very lowly in her breath, goes, I also had a nightmare. And I think it's related to something y'all mentioned. I think it was like 4 of them, or 5. This is a lot going on. But I had... I was clawing at a boat in a net. I was trying to hang on to sand with a storm around. I had rope burns, trying to tear through netting, and then screaming from a bunch of like school-aged boys, and a lot of pain. And I don't know if that was something related to something y'all saw.
Can't say that I have. At least not tonight.
Nothing recently. Told you a couple weeks ago about anything I had.
Similar in my case.
Okay. I don't know what to do, and I don't think it has any relevance. or might have a lot of relevance. I can't put. I don't know pieces.
Okay, hold on. So that's just in the past, and we don't know if they're connected or not. Falcon, myself, and then out of character as Matthew brought his up.
I believe he had.
Okay.
I believe.
Matthew, Kadani. Anyone else looking at Drench and Maeve?
Not
Strange dreams, visions, anything.
Not of the kinds that you have all been describing, no?
No, not like what you've said.
Insight check.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me! Not one.
18.
Absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. She's like sweating a little.
Mayfrin, everything okay?
Just feeling a little seasick.
You do remember that we had a cave fall in on us about a conversation with Trust.
I had a nightmare a few nights ago, but I don't think it was connected. I mean, it was just a bad dream.
You don't think it was connected at all? It didn't have anything to...
I mean, it's not like the ones that
Is
you
it
guys
common for you? Did it feel like a regular dream?
Mia did it? Or did it feel like different? The dream that Maeve had. Did it feel like different than a regular nightmare?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Someone else just came in and informed me that people will be playing D&D in 10 minutes in here. So, today is not my day.
No.
No. This nightmare seemed just very visceral. Like, you knew that it was a nightmare, but it just felt so real.
I suppose it would just... It felt real. I knew I was asleep, I was dreaming. I saw all of you dead. In very awful ways that you probably don't want the details of.
Oh gosh, are you okay?
I think it was my fault.
You think it was your fault we were dead?
Well... Alright, fine. I heard a very loud ringing. There was pain in my chest and legs and arms and smell of smoke. I was in pyre. I saw burning buildings, cinders falling from the sky, bodies everywhere. My hands were covered in blood, and
Fire.
it was in front of the dove statue. And on the steps of the city hall, I saw Falcon with an arm cut off and neck broken. Matthew just looked dead as dead can be. Tanji, you were half singed, so that was fun. Kadani, some sort of head wound. And Drench, well, Drench didn't have a head to be wounded. So it wasn't pretty.
What made you think that's on you?
I mean, my hands were covered in blood and I was the only one alive, so that certainly wasn't a good look.
You said you were in pain, though. It made sense that maybe you were injured in your
Yeah.
dream.
Maybe.
We were all covered in blood by the sounds of it. I mean, you used daggers. If Ginge was missing a head, I mean, come on. If I was burned, sorry, not that easy.
No, you're probably right.
Falcon gives Maeve a hug.
We're arguing
Yanni
it
joins in.
wasn't
Very
you. We're
regardless.
not arguing that this isn't relevant. It could be.
It seems quite different than the other dream that we've all shared so far.
It's true.
Context-wise, at least.
That's why I didn't think it was prudent to say anything.
Everyone else's dream was a victim that could somehow possibly be tied to those we're investigating, but this
was very specific.
did this happen after anything? What happened that day? You said it was a few nights ago.
Yeah, it was.
Take your time,
Looking back in diary.
Yes. Looking through my diaries. No, it was the day that we got the first piece. Well, with the truth and all that, and maybe I was just shaken up from the day, and it was probably just a regular nightmare.
What happened that day? We were in the cave. We got the piece. We encountered a siren.
Caved in on us, and so you see, it was probably just unrelated.
Maybe not.
I think it's safe to assume it is different, and it's different for a reason, but not enough to take it off of the table. Just something to keep in mind.
I mean, you guys don't think it's related to their trouble at the docks, right?
As you say that, maybe you hear a voice in your head. Not Bo, but the mayor, who says, "Hello, Sergeant One. It seems as though the residents in Federal have taken it upon themselves to diminish the problem. The merfolk who come near the coasts have been captured, or at least attempted to be captured, as a sort of warning to the others. How they found out it was from a merfolk variant, we don't know, but Jiminy is taking names."
Okay. Maeve's gonna, essentially relay that back to everyone. Did any of you tell anyone about the involvement of mermaids and all this?
The people were catching on. There were sightings, remember? They were getting caught. Both sirens and mermaids were in those waters.
You all can make a history check for me.
Okay.
No, I can't.
I told Nala.
Another 7.
No,
Natural
not-
1.
the natives can roll with
got a
advantage.
14.
With what?
The natives can roll with
Yeah, no.
advantage on this.
Ren, I don't know if you can hear us, but you're lagging very bad, my dear.
Very, very bad. 17.
16.
I rolled a 3, so I assume nothing. Yeah, 5.
Then Kidoni, what'd you say?
14.
Okay. And Drench, did you roll? Falcon, did you roll?
12 for me.
Okay. So yes, with the sort of exception of Pidani, those of you who are semi-new to the province or just don't really pay attention that much when it comes to like the laws or the regulations of the city, would know that there are laws that are implemented for the protection of merfolk following deal that was made between the mayor and the king centuries ago following Rayla. However, those of you who are native or read that handbook a little more closer during your training would remember that very, very long ago, land dwellers of all kinds, it wasn't exclusive to humans, but land dwellers of all kinds would capture and essentially dismantle or harvest parts of merfolk to sell. And this was outlawed for obvious reasons. And so you could probably deduce that since the people of Fettle are starting to do this again, that something bad must have happened for them to do it again.
There. Sorry, I might have missed that, but the mayor is saying that they started to harvest them again? Or just
They're
capture
saying
them?
that just capture them,
Okay.
like, hanging them up in nets, leaving them out to dry as a sort of warning.
Eesh.
Okay.
They shouldn't be able to connect. Empire's problem with the merfolk. We haven't made that connection public.
Unless there was a siren attack.
Either
It
that
was.
or a leak of information, since that the operation became bigger. More ears are aware of the situation. We're not the only one working on the case anymore. It's
Well,
something
okay.
to keep in mind.
But it still has to be unrelated. I mean, no matter how awful these people in Empire, them they need to be dealt with ASAP. But
Wasn't the elf,
the
the elven
Merkings.
man, attacked by a siren?
It
The one that was on the news?
Yeah, that was the older gentleman. Yeah, he was.
Hmm.
Was attacked by a siren.
Don't know if I disclosed anything though.
We didn't give information.
I don't think I
Everyone
did.
had different insights on what it was.
So something terrible has happened, that much we can surmise.
But it wouldn't be the merfolk. I mean, even if we hurt them, don't they have an oath that they're not gonna touch us?
Not everyone follows oaths.
And people might not
Yeah.
know that.
That and the most of the population, I believe, would have a hard time mistaking merfolk with siren. They are quite similar in nature, and if you have a quick glance of it, I can assume that they might have mistaken them.
Should we go back?
We can keep
If
these
things are
pieces.
kicking up that badly, I would suggest it.
The only thing is that anything we'd be doing there is preventative, not offensive. Anything we'd be able to help with is defending, stopping, but not actually putting a stop to it.
Yes, but perhaps our names will mean something to them at this point. I mean, they know of our involvement. If we can assuage their fears, keep them from escalating things further, I mean, if they start kidnapping merfolk, we could have a whole nother situation on our hands with the king and queen.
This.
Agreed.
If we leave now, we
Kida.
would come empty-handed from the mission we were sent to.
Not completely. We have two
We
pieces.
have two pieces. That, I mean, she can't finish what she wants without two, right?
Right.
Right, but it would put us at risk that she would find it herself, and if possible, even outnumber us with the third piece.
Yep, right.
Kirani
Question.
is going to take a moment and she is going to look at the princess's bunk to see if the princess is awake, to hear that her people are being kidnapped.
Repeat that one more time. I'm so sorry.
Kirani's going to take a moment and she's going to go look at the princess and she's going to glance at the princess's bunk to see if the princess was awake, to hear about her people being kidnapped.
Make an insight check.
She's also soft eyes, also giving a look at some of the sailors that are awake around. them as
Oh,
well.
people have fully started to get up, started to, get dressed again, started doing their chores since,
Insight 9.
At first glance, you see that, she may have just been unbothered. But then you see that with the pattern of her breathing, it's not as deep. And her eyelids are moving. Like her eyeballs are like going crazy underneath her eyelids at the moment.
Kanani kind of nods and makes a small gesture at the group and points at the princess's bunk. These are her people.
Our first priority is to Pyre, correct?
Agreed.
And
It is.
if we don't go back and people continue to escalate things, there may be no Pyre for us to defend in the first place.
And she's gonna lower her voice for this. Here we know that Mark is good. Yes, he had a bit of time after his attack to be sick and things. Yes.
Yes.
What if someone got attacked and then said to someone got attacked by something in the water, then got sick and the enforcers there covered it up, but the rumor still got out? That is a possibility, yes. And she's like kind of lowly whispering, I can't because my thing won't pick it up, but
It's possible.
It is plausible.
It is possible.
I would also not exclude the idea that the Siren themselves have made it aware to cause a sort of frantic attack on the population, starting the rumor themselves, perhaps.
Regardless, we shouldn't waste any more time, should we?
No.
Are we all in agreement?
Do you want to message the mayor back and ask what he suggests us do?
I suppose. Yeah, I don't know if he'll be able to send out a message back. But,
You should be able to respond, though.
or I can respond, but I don't know if he can, if he'll be able to reply again. That's what I'm saying. Okay, is there anything else we want to tell him? Or ask?
I don't know about tell him, but Pyre isn't my hometown, but I understand that it is incredibly important for Pyre to stand. So
Agreed.
if it comes to a vote, I vote we go back to Pyre.
At this point, the princess kind of shoves the sheets off of her and stands up on wobbly legs. And she turns towards all of you. Just her eyebrows knitted together. Her breathing is now heavy. Frowning. She goes, Pyre is my home too. What about the oracles?
What about them?
He proceeds to recite to you all that the oracle specifically said that once the crown is reassembled and in the right hands, that would break the curse on the sirens. And also would be able to make things right.
It would fix your people's problem, and it would protect more than... It would protect borders outside of Pyre Zone.
Yes, and who's to
But-
say that
There are some of us here who would be torn between the flag of Pyre and putting everyone else first. It would be going after the peace at this point could be a gamble, a race.
Not to mention, we don't even have.
You literally what Adrian was going to say.
Yeah, we don't even have the last piece. We can't.
And we have
So,
to fight our way through them.
So if we
Through-
don't go to Alina, then that just means that she's going to come to us. And if we're in Pyre, doesn't that mean that we're still screwed?
We could deal with her.
We'd have other
Mhm.
enforcers.
What?
I think.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Falcon.
Oh, go ahead, Kadani. I'm just frustrated. What? She was there. Yes, we fought her. What people things? What thing her from taking the pieces then?
Why don't we tell the mayor that we are intent on going home, and if he says otherwise, then we'll do that.
I think, and I am in the agreement of going to Pyre as soon as possible, but I'm trying to figure out how to word this, but what can we do that the other enforcers can't?
That is what I would
Because-
like to argue as well.
We
We
have
can. Go ahead.
we have the enforcers in Pyre that are helping to protect the home front. We have Jimny, we have the mayor, we have all of these people that are backing us up to give us time to get these pieces.
My father
just-
as well.
My only concern is if we go back now, we have 2 pieces, yes. But what are we able to do that everybody else can't?
As of now, we cannot do much if we are to return to Pyre. Again, we are sent here on a mission to retrieve the stone and get an advantage on the Siren themselves. But potentially find this last piece, this 4th piece or 5th. After find the 3rd one. If we can manage to do so, we would only have to defeat one target to complete the whole set.
This plan works if it goes seamlessly and we find everything in quick succession and even before anything escalates in Pyre. I'm willing.
I think in any
But-
case, it's gonna be a 2-week sail even if we leave now to get back to Pyre.
Why don't
Weeks
we just-
earlier.
Ask the mayor. Let's just ask the mayor, and if he says stay, then we stay, and if he says go, then we go, and that's that. Yes,
Okay.
because it's not up to us. All right. Is there anything else we want to say or ask him?
Nothing I can think of.
Okay. I'm gonna say back to the mayor. Do I have to say it out loud? Do I say it in my head? How's that go?
In your head, you would basically focus your energy. Since you recognize the voice, you already know who is going to. So
All right. So then I'm gonna say back to the mayor. We trust that you can handle the situation, but we're at a crossroads right now. Should we come home?
there's a few minutes before you hear a voice back. It's the mayor who says, "What's happening in Fettle is incredibly illegal. And what I meant by saying that Jimny has it in his hands, he is dealing with the problem currently. Thankfully, we haven't had too many instances. We have the full front. I have complete confidence that we will be able to defend our city. We've done it before. But choose what you must."
Well, that didn't fucking help.
What? What'd he say?
He basically said that they've pretty much got it handled, but choose what we must. Which,
If we go after the pieces from here, can all of you agree to do what we have to rush? I know there's caution to be taken, but
Of
there's
course.
more than who's on this ship to gamble, to risk.
we're families there.
Of course.
Friends.
We'll do the utmost necessary to complete this task. That is,
I
after
vote
all,
in.
why we're here.
I say we go.
For the peace?
Yes, all of them.
I agree.
Fuck it, let's do it.
Very well.
I will.
I look towards the princess and asking her without using words, basically, what her opinion is on this.
You see, as you guys make the decision, a wave of relief kind of washes over her, and she says, "We came all this way. We have to see it through. Alina cannot get those pieces." And she continues to get dressed for the day.
I will say, I came to Pyre looking for my blood family, but I got you guys. I'm not so sure that's such a bad thing. So, let's burn this bitch to a crisp, I guess.
Kidani lifts up a fist for a fist bump.
You poor deluded thing.
After this is all done, you'll have plenty of time to search for your kin in the city. We'll make sure of it.
You do have an investigative
But right
unit.
now, you're fine. Yeah, that's fair, but for now, you're fine. You are my family, fuckers.
That is very endearing of you.
Maeve's gonna give her a little.
Don't get used.
He totally gave me his shell phone number, but he hasn't called me back yet.
So happy.
So good.
So happy. Nobody else in the party hears that. It's like it's
so
only.
good.
I say we do it at his reef and we jack his fins.
You see Matthew's eyebrow like spike down as if someone was like snickering in his ear, like just.
Babe, I told you it was nothing.
He's already not used to it. Okay.
And so
We can't even say anything. We don't even know.
So, your day goes along as usual. With Sydney informing all of you that you guys will be arriving somewhere today, according to her charts and her maps that she's had. We should be reaching land at least somewhat soon. Meanwhile, Sidious, as usual, gives you all of you guys chores to do along the ship. Is there anything else you guys would like to do? Interact with anybody else or make sure of anything?
Kidani's gonna busy herself with the chores, and she's also gonna try to do some of the extra chores that people don't typically like cleaning out the loo and things like that, just so that way nobody else has to do it, just to help the morale a little bit. so that way we don't end up with an actual mutiny on our hands. But she's going to try to do some of the chores that people don't typically like on top of her chores that she has to do.
Hey, very nice, very nice. Anything else?
I'd say after Tonji finishes chores on these days, he'll just run around with Morgan and have like any piece of meat or rations he can has, and try to just practice basic commands and maybe see if he can get her to pounce him or anything here and there. Just a bit of
Nice.
roughhousing / teaching.
As you've been interacting with Morgan today, you know, when you lift him up or anything like that, you interact with him physically, you do see that he's just ever so slightly bigger than what he originally was. Like, he was probably the size of like your palms, but now he's like spilling over the edges a little bit. Definitely a growing boy. Oh, is Falcon already in?
Falcon wants, like, after getting and stuff done, she'll probably go to Johnny a little bit of time, and with a piece of paper show some like rhymes and stuff, and being like, does this sound romantic? Does this convey what I'm wanting it to convey? I'm not good with words. And outside of that, kind of keeping just keeping up with Z, Deke, and Nala to make sure that they're okay. And Nala, if she could hire, don't go to the Dock District, please.
Just repeat that very last thing. I'm so sorry, it stuttered a little bit. I'm sorry. That very last part that you said about Nala, what was it?
Oh, she's telling Nala to not go to Fettle. Don't go to the Dock District. Shit sucks there. Don't go.
That's an ascending message, right? Ascending
Yeah.
message? Okay. Did you hear back from Nala? You hear, hey babe, listen, I don't have much time to explain, but I'm not gonna be able to contact you for a while. Just know I love you. And stay safe. Bye.
You have me fucking worried now. Thank you.
Anything else?
After completing through the task, two things, I guess. Through the middle of the task, being bothered for enough time by the stone, hearing fish chatter here and left, he'll find Kadani and just drop the piece in her hand. You can handle it. I cannot.
Thank you.
Have fun.
Kadani,
Oh, go.
when Matthew does that, at first there's not really much of anything, and then the thoughts start to come in more and more throughout the day as fish are swimming underneath the boat. Some distance, some very, very close, and at times like a cacophony of different things, and then, you know, most of the times it's just similar conversations that you hear. And both of you get the sense that, wow, fish are not that different from us. Really not.
Question: are there dolphins?
Oh, absolutely.
Because they'd be following the boat for a while.
Dolphins are evil. Evil.
But dolphins are mammals. They're not fish.
True.
But Yeah, but would you be able to hear him?
Aquatic
That's kind of my
animals.
question.
Aquatic animals, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sorry, it's
You're
just
gonna hear war crimes. You're gonna hear war crimes being committed, I swear.
Mhm.
Dolphins are just mafia.
Yes!
But
And
throughout the day and through your tasks, you hear a basso voice cry out, "Land ho!" And then just like 3 chimes of the boat, and everyone kind of like pops up and starts looking around, and off to the left side of the not left side of the ship, but the bow of the ship, you do see a mass, a land mass, an island. It seems to have a big, huge mountain on top of it. Yes, that is what you see, and it's probably a couple miles away, but you'll definitely be there shortly. What would you like to do, Matthew?
sorry. I want to, after passing the stone to Kadani, to have let her have fun with it, right? Matthew will finish his task and would go report to Sidious real fast. And before leaving, he would just ask, "Were you really serious about the idea you had last time?"
As serious as you are.
See. I might share a word to Maven in that case.
Gives you a nod as he continues to do whatever cleaning work he's at.
And he'll leave.
Alright. Okay. So, as you guys draw nearer and nearer, the nice accompaniment of Idani's voice, as we are sailing closer and closer to the island, closer and closer and closer. And finally, as the ship comes to a stop, you all pause to gaze upon the vast island. Not anything incredibly special in appearance, with the waves crashing into the shoreline and the tall trees swaying in the midday wind, with their long branches and vines that sweep all the way down to the ground. A sense of unknown settles within all of you, though, when you wonder what exactly waits for you within the tangle of flora that is before you. Over this stretch of jungle lay a few mountains, the peaks that I had mentioned before, and only one of which you can see is spewing a waterfall from it. And the only thing that feels different about this area really is just a great feeling calm, more than one could really feel looking at such a view. Almost feels like home in this way. And Idani, you now hear a voice say, "They're here."
Amazing time, Michael.
Oh yeah, exactly.
What the fuck happened?
They're here. White boy enters in the chat.
Who is here? What?
So we made landfall on an island, and Kadani has the fish thought stone, and Kadani heard something, an aquatic creature go, "They're here."
What the? Okay.
So yeah, the whole crew at this point is looking over the bow, and this captain kind of just steps through the crowd of people, hands on hip and her usual getup, saying, "Well, shit. Never seen this before. You know what you're looking for in there?"
To be honest with you, in a way, yes. In a way, no. It's one of those things of, we'll know it when we see it.
And she looks to you, Tanji, and goes, "Didn't you say that there were people here? Nomads, as you said."
I haven't seen them on land before, but if this is his home, then yeah, expect and such.
Well, I guess you guys better pray that they're nice, huh?
Guess so. If not, well, less cargo to take home, right?
I'd like to ask if we are all in agreement that the princess will stay behind this time.
Yes.
What?
Oh,
That's better. Oh, sorry.
Holy shit, my ears.
sorry. Your mic just finally. It was very quiet for a while.
It was like,
and then
oh, you needed me to be louder?
What? It was great though. You're good. You're good.
I switched microphones. That's why.
Oh.
Yes, you hear what from the crowd? As the princess pushes through. What do you mean?
I'm gonna put a hand on her shoulder and just say, "Look, you are a valued member of this little, ramshackle team. We need you to stay safe. If you don't stay safe, if you get killed, we get killed too. We would have our
Guys.
heads on spikes."
I think we need to take her this time.
I will keep an eye on her.
We just agreed.
But we left her on the boat last time, and she was taken.
We left her in the
Did
water.
not take her with us last time. She was on the ship. I do not know what happened, but I will make sure to keep an eye on her.
No,
Can we
she's a
risk it happening
liability.
again?
The captain would have explained that the kidnapping of the princess happened whilst the souls were on the ship
Right.
of Captain Hume.
Oh,
Okay,
no one witnessed it?
No.
That makes sense. So I say the princess stays because she is a huge liability. No offense, you're lovely.
And I seem to remember to tell you that I can handle myself. She starts to step towards you, get in your face a little.
You did get kidnapped, so
Princess.
Yeah, you handled
believing
yourself so
that-
well.
No.
Sorry. Princess, you believing you can indulge yourself would put your hope of your people at risk. You can't defend yourself much.
Okay, so we're just gonna ignore that I was the one who saved us from the whale. We're gonna ignore that I'm the one who brought the mayor back to life. We're gonna ignore that I'm the one who healed that crew member when he was
Who's gonna tell her
critically
that
ill.
we could do all of that?
Princess, your powers seem to be a little lackluster yesterday, so to speak.
Gesture to Drench.
It's just blinking.
You need rest.
Appreciate everything
Kadani has
you've
her
done.
head in her hands and looks to the captain.
The captain also returns the favors.
With all due respect, Princess, you are a child, though. Your place is not here, in this situation, not in the outskirts. Your position as nobility could all put us at risk, as you know.
When you got kidnapped, we had to ignore everything else, the fact that all of us were in danger, to immediately rush to you, because that is our job, right?
I agree, Maeve, but what if that happens again? Here.
It happened last time because
I agree, she's a
everyone's
liability,
souls
but...
were taken, so it's not like they really could defend her much.
Right, but if she's a target, do we want to leave the target on boat with the crew?
I don't know that she was so much as a target as a way to fuck with us.
That's,
Princess says her powers
The
are
whole crew
fine.
crosses their arms and turns their head towards Tanji, offended.
Oh no, what?
we're not questioning anybody's abilities, including you, Princess.
I'm questioning mine to speak right now.
Well, it seems like you guys are, but you know what? Fine. Leave. I don't care. She stomps away.
Does that not concern anyone else? Like something worse has gonna happen, or?
She's just a teenager.
Normal teenager
Yeah,
behavior.
I was a teenager. I lit shit on fire.
I was one
I
as
think that's
well. I
abnormal.
hunted for my own food in the wilderness with my teeth and claws.
I'm still
well-
a teenager. I understand her wanting to be important, but she's also needs to understand that she will get hurt.
She is
Listen.
enabled at his face. But almost getting used to it with Loretta.
Listen. Do whatever the hell you guys want to do. If you want us to keep an eye on her, we will. But I don't want to stay here for longer than I have to, so you guys should go.
Will do.
Alright,
Alright then,
shall we?
let's get on shore.
Yay, another robot.
Kadani hands the captain one of the little toy horse. Can you give this to the princess and tell her to hold on to this here for me?
Yeah, sure.
One of the toy horses they were playing with yesterday. So. And Kadani jumps into the rowboat, and she's waiting until the robot's far enough away from the people in the boat for her to say, also, hey guys, by the way, the thought stone went off. There's something on the island waiting for us.
But
Huh?
Why the fuck would you tell us that when we're on the little ship?
Well, okay, sorry. You guys are like up to the shore, like it's docked,
Oh,
like on the shore.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry about that.
okay, so
Oh,
we
no,
can
no.
just jump in.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
okay.
Kadani, now, I'm not exactly one who is always forthcoming with information. We know this, but that might have been
We know.
prudent. Fuck you?
I just thought it was not a good idea to tell the people on the boat that there was a very foreboding thought in my head of something going, they're here, in that tone of voice.
We're
but
expected. Wouldn't we
Last-
want to tell the people who would have
Last time
possible
we withheld,
threats?
last time we withheld information from them, it did not end well.
Also, I thought that Matthew was the one hearing fish voices. Why?
I gave the
I
song
got
to
the-
Kadani.
Hmm,
Oh, that
passing
just
off the
took all the
responsibility.
joy out of my night.
I simply did not want to hear more of the cheating allegation of fish.
if you guys
Still
would
this
tell
damn
that to the
cute.
crew on the boat, we're still within screaming distance.
Oh, okay. There's something waiting for.
I will.
Worried about how we're going to unpossess.
Are you actually yelling that?
Yeah.
Okay. Hear a silver yell back. I'm not gonna yell, but she yells back. Thanks for letting us know.
Easy.
Well, we are
Falcon takes
making
out
all
her-
good progress.
There was a tinge
Look
of
at this.
sarcasm in that. Yeah.
Rowing and shit.
Falcon puts on her brass knuckles and pulls out her axe and is just walking with it on her shoulder. I am not getting fucking surprised by anything coming up from the ground again. And she's
As-
staring at the sand.
As you say that, all of you are sort of standing in a group on the sand, walking towards, and all of a sudden, you guys are completely rushed with just a fucking waterfall of water right on top of all your heads, except for Kadani. And the princess from the back goes, "Have fun!"
This is exactly why you're not coming with us.
For you to come with us.
Storming back!
You're a child.
She's Falcon's storming
Kanani-
back towards the boat.
Kadani keeps walking into the forest, laughing the entire time.
I'm not stopping, Falcon.
I'm walking.
Let us
gonna get up to the
focus on
side
the
of the boat and just
task,
scream at her.
please.
Falcon, remember, we're hurrying. We're just grabbing these things and going. No...
Falcon, we can get her back
Alright,
later.
When we get back, I'm kicking her ass.
Fine.
Goes back with a fucker.
When you go back up to the ship, the ladder has been snatched.
Falcon will
Punch.
have plenty of time later on to school her if you wish.
I'll fucking school you. And she's blowing
She's
smoke
like-
and she's going back to her.
Yes, you hear Falcon walking back with the squelching of like all of you guys' like soaked bodies now. As you go venture into the unknown.
Oh, no.
Hi.
Copyright.
Hello. It's Dr.
Copyright.
Ah, come and kill me, I don't care.
I think Mouse will do worse.
Alright. With that,
And so that's one of my big missions is to not only find my fiance but also to like set the
guys,
I'm sad
venture
I'm sad for you
into
and if he dies doing that
this sort of jungle for sure. All you're hearing right now is pretty much just the rustling of the leaves and the trees, the calls of birds, and you know, maybe the hoots and hollers of primates here and there. So, you just hear the crunching of like the soil and just the bramble that's below you, all of you guys at the moment. You travel for a long while, and nothing's really happening. As you look up, you just see like the leaves of the trees, you know, the blue skies through it. The heat sort of getting to you a little bit at this point with your, you know, heavy clothing from traveling upon the ship. Is there anything in particular that you would like to try and see or try and do or talk about amongst yourselves as you travel?
Hey, look, Matthew, I found your fucking twin. She points at a monkey.
Oh, the likeness is very resembling, of course. Strange, I couldn't find anything that looked like you.
There's lizards around.
Trinch kind of just looks at her over his shoulder.
I look at. He's there.
Hmm? I didn't hear.
I didn't hear this.
Falcon. Fuck. I accidentally muted myself. Falcon points to Drench and says, "He's right there." He looks nothing like me. We've been over this. He's not the Dragonborn.
That's what I'm saying. I can't see anything that looks like you.
Alright, enough bickering, children.
This feels.
If you see a dragon, you tell me. I'm running the other way.
Agreed.
Sanji
Where's
just scratches
Morgan?
Morgan's head.
That's different, but
I don't know. She said it was dragon. I didn't.
Look,
This one is a little bit more fur, no?
Little gooey is what it is.
okay, just task at hand, lives at stake, all that.
Right. Looking at the map and just around, can we roll survival checks or can I use a map ability?
What's the map ability?
That's a wonderful question.
Good job, Michael.
Shoot, what's it called? It's called map. It's a map case.
Did you use it when you were on your own? Was it?
Yeah, it's that cartographer's map case. Here we go.
I had to make sure.
Copy and paste as soon as it refreshes.
Damn sure be kind of intimidating when you're possessing my
Apparently.
girl's body and the pro. I kind of get
Map of shortcuts. So, assumed rank 3. Um, da. Yeah, I mean, can we use map at the moment to find what we're looking for here?
Yeah, let me just read through this really quick.
That sounds uniquely existential. Kind of like debated.
So would you need a specific location or item in mind in order to do that?
It's just related to the mission, so I'm looking for our goal here. I'm looking for on this island the people.
Oh, the people.
The people. I mean, yeah, we can't assume the jewels are on the land when we've seen with the whale. So, looking for the people here.
Yes, absolutely. So you can use your map for that.
I will be perception check. I just have to beat the 15. That's a 19.
Yep. So how does this map work? What does it look like when it
I basically reach into the map case and just close my eyes for a minute, think, pull it out, unroll it, and it starts to lay out the surroundings in basic, not detail, in basic writing, and we'll come up with a landmark that will point us in the direction related to I wish. So we're looking for the people or something related for the stones here, and so it's up to you what the landmark or direction is.
Okay. So I took up your map and the navigation starts to manifest. The markings that indicate where you need to go seem to be about northeast of where you guys are right now. And the landmark that is shown there is just seems to be like a monolith, like a stone monolith. And it's your travel time and a half. And it seems like from your knowledge of cartography, you guys are probably about 2 hours out at the moment from the location. With, the sped up, with the shortcut.
Right.
So yes, but everyone else can make either a perception or a survival check as you are traveling down this route.
Okay, you're going to dice jail.
Survival check.
9. Survival.
You said
Survival or perception.
Ooh.
11.
Ooh, survival.
I just heard my voice through somebody's microphone. I was like, okay.
Gonna be a 23 for survival.
23 as well.
Let's go.
Okay, I see. So yeah, pretty much most of you are looking around, really trying to pay more attention to your surroundings at this point. And as you're traveling, you do catch some features in the trees or sort of makeshift mechanisms on the ground as you pass. Man-made, for sure. They are pretty conspicuous. It's not a secret that these things are there. However, they are pretty well camouflaged. And Matthew, what you see is, and Drench as well, you would see that stuck in like the trunks of trees or planted into the ground are like sort of the endings or nubs of like sticks of some sort, like it was purposefully stuck into these surfaces. As you guys travel further, you hear some rustling in the trees, and when you look up, you just see like flocks of birds flying, and maybe monkeys swinging from branch to branch. As you're all looking up, sort of distracted, an arrow shoots through the air towards all of you. And then you start to hear a series of calls and shouts in an intelligible language that you don't understand. And more arrows are starting to come at you. I need all you guys to make a dexterity saving throw.
Well, shit.
Oh boy.
Just to be sure I nailed that and understood correctly. In the mechanism in the trunks, it seems as they were sabotage? Like something
No.
stuck?
Yes, they're stuck into the trunks of trees, or like in the ground.
Gotcha. Okay.
Alright, that's gonna be a 12 for Anji.
Nat 20.
13 for Donnie.
Which will be 14 for my two.
And I kind of like look over to look at that person's body. And we're
It's
kind of
6.
split it out.
I saw that Ren was raising their hand.
Getting arrowed in the ass.
Yeah. What were you saying, Ren?
Yeah.
But I'm kind of worried about the consequences on my end. You know,
Okay. So, everybody who got below a 13, which I don't think anybody did. Did they? Did Tanji? You got a 12?
I rolled a 12.
I
Okay,
got a
so-
6.
Okay, so Tanji and Drench, as these arrows are flying at you, you see that also darts are flying at you. Both of you take 7 points of piercing damage as they are being sort of scraped against your skin, slicing through flesh. What are you guys doing?
He was looking at the map, which he's quickly just tucking under him and his shield and putting up as the blade comes out. Same as everyone else who drew weapons. Just late to the party.
Are you staying your ground, or are you...
I'm
Glad
looking
you,
for a threat. I'm looking around.
Are there any cover nearby that we could all kind of point at? Or like, that you could point at for everyone? Or are we in
Point
the
of
open?
cover?
Yeah, they're like...
Oh yeah,
ruins.
there are like, tree chunks, there's some boulders or rocks around you, there's some bushes. But you are actively hearing like voices shouting as these arrows are being shot at you at the moment.
Does it sound like all around us or from a
Yes,
particular
all
direction?
around you, like
Oh,
up.
fuck.
Oh.
We're friendly!
Kadani puts the stone in her pocket, holds up a hand. We mean no harm!
You hear footsteps
Okay.
coming from the forest now, forest floor, kind of circling in towards you.
Let me know to not enjoy this. As he raises his hand.
Ah, fuck's sake.
She's sword.
lightning strike. I know this is really
So, as the footsteps get closer and closer and closer, you now start to see shadowy figures emerge from the depths of the forest of this pathway that you guys have sort of been on. You can also see these figures holding a series of bows and arrows and staffs and javelin type instruments, maybe slingshot type instruments. And now, up in the trees, you see that there are archers now visible. These people, as they come into the light, all have very tanned skins, have black markings all over their bodies, in various places, maybe some more than others. All of them have pretty bare skins, pretty much. They're not wearing much other than the necessity. And you continue to hear these like aggressive, directed shouts towards all of you as they start to close in on you.
But like every single missing dog poster you saw earlier is now
Do
covered by
they
a missing
look human?
Yes, they are
Right.
all human. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Did I get a name? Can I roll for history check on a name or anything familiar or what the chief looked like?
Sure, go ahead.
Anything useful? Well, 16.
So from your memory, the leader of this group that you had met before, you remember him saying a specific word towards you to refer to you, and that seems to be the only thing that is coming to mind as you sort of blurt it out, and they all sort of stop yelling, but still like have like their bows drawn towards you, and when you say the word, they seem a little confused, but still on the defense. And you all still hear the crunching of leaves as finally you now see this chief that you remember. Their hair sort of in dreads, very built body type, very intense and commanding presence as he's holding a javelin. And he takes a good look at all of you. As he starts to shout a series of commands, again in a language that none of you understand. These other people are sort of looking back at you guys, looking back towards what Taji would know to be the leader. And she goes, Manawe. Manawe. And he like just his hands down and walks up to you, Tanji. Skishie. Skishie. He says towards you as you recognize the name that he had called you before.
Right. Skishi A. Skishi A.
Don't you mind introducing us to your companions?
If you recall me, I'm after information.
He's like visibly starting to strain for a minute.
He takes his javelin and puts the blade like right under your chin.
Oh, okay. These are my companions and party. We mean no harm to you or your people. We're looking for... We've seen the Avasa.
You see his eyes widen a little bit. Still having the blade up to your chin. What you want with the Avasa.
We need to communicate with the Avasa over a threat.
Nin shaka wait
Yeah, I'm doing that. Well, I would say
What you want with the Avasa.
Looking to communicate with the Avasa. There's a threat to all, you, the beast, our home, all of us. And they are the only one that can help. We felt guided here by them ourselves.
Yeah, that's gonna update you all.
The Avasa guide you.
Hard to believe, but sometimes we're charming.
Are you looking for a portion of the camp, or are you gonna like have
He squints his eyes at you, still having the blade at your chin as he sort of digs it into your flesh a little bit harder.
Please, sir.
his head snaps towards you, Kadani.
That's all she says. It's like, please, we need your help.
And I'm sure we can make it worth your while. We wouldn't expect your cooperation for anything less.
One of the
Maeve?
other like people with him sort of like starts shouting towards you, Maeve, like to back up.
Okay, yeah, I'm backing up.
I'm stepping beside Drench in front of Maeve, and my axe is still up.
Maeve's just gonna kind of put her hand on the axe, just very slowly push that down.
Whoever wants to can make a persuasion check. Who spoke can make a persuasion check.
Hey, Kadani. Yeah.
Alright, one moment.
I'm helping, so roll with advantage.
Oh really?
I hope. That's DM, but really, I'm trying to use the help action by talking with you.
Alright, that is an 11, and you said persuasion, so that's a 21. If I roll with advantage, I can roll it again and try to see if I can get higher.
He snaps his head towards you and looks you up and down, and then snatches the blade away, causing you to have just a little tiny nick at your chin, Tanji. But he backs away and starts pacing, and then he continues a series of shouts as the people that are surrounding you start to lower their weapons, but still keeping keen on you. You come. Meet Chief.
This isn't Chief. Okay, meet Chief.
He shouts another command, and some continue to trek forward in the direction you guys were going, while others are like placing hands on your shoulder, placing hands on your arm, like holding you in place and taking you.
Oh, no touchy. No, thank you.
They completely ignore you.
No.
They ignore you. Okay.
It's a low grumble from Drench as one tries to touch him. Just side eyes.
Let's not fight it for now.
Remember they let me go last time. Let's just keep them happy.
I'm flattered, truly.
Maeve.
Looking good.
This person looks like what I imagine him to look like. This leader of some sort. So, as this group of assumed hunters, you can say, given the surroundings that you guys walked through, they have you travel through this jungle, and the heat of the day is now really starting to get to all of you, with a little, considering, maybe a little more considering the scare that you all had, but some sweat drips down your brows, and that sticky feeling just starts to settle into your skin, the nasty stuff. However, it's almost worth the beauty of the jungle. You still hear the whisperings of various bird calls and crunches and shuffling of branches and leaves, and the different exclamations of insects and potential reptiles lurking in the brambles as well. This, of course, is interrupted by sly comments, however, or dirty looks done by the people escorting you. And after some time, you come across, after following the makeshift, pathway that you guys were on, you finally come to an opening. Now your eyes are now just adjusting to the brighter scene after being in a semi-dimmed jungle covered by, the leaves and the natural, flora, but once focused, you see a sort of winding avenue of sand that is lined with hundreds of hut-type dwellings made from thick green and brown sticks, with the roofs covered in palm trees, grass, and even brightly colored flowers. And I will do a scene change.
This wasn't on the map anywhere.
I can imagine why.
Funny, helvete. Helvete. Okay. There we go.
Ooh,
Guys.
Very pretty.
coastal.
So yes, that's what you see. Some people you see are all of similar appearance to your captors, with their tan-skinned and decorated with various markings, long dark hair in simplistic fashion made from organic materials. And you see that children are playing and running around with each other, some of the older looking folks tending to chores like hanging up clothes, maybe washing some basins and makeshift sink, conversing amongst themselves or indulging in recreational activity on these sort of porches. The leader of this group gives a series of shouts as you all pass by and cut through this, what you presume to be a village. And you see some of the people may pull their children closer to them or sink within themselves and back away to make room. What once was lively becomes complete silence as they all observe, giving you certain looks, of which some of you may be all too familiar with. Another thing, however, that can't be ignored, is the smell of roasted meats permeating throughout the area.
I did not know.
At some point, Kadani gives a very small, sweet smile and a little wave to one of the kids as they pass by.
Mama, you know it. He points and backs towards their mother.
Lovely place you've got here, truly. I mean, it's gorgeous.
In a way, it reminds me of home. A little different, but...
Did you have spears pointed at you at home, too?
Not at me, no, but at others.
Is this the welcoming party for every... Oh, this is? Okay.
Not all the time, but...
Well, I feel welcomed.
Certainly are, and
I'm gonna
it would be
Get a
great
bite to eat
to
later.
It would be great to be led to the chieftain of this community, no? To be introduced to them.
Not the most
I'm gonna-
inhospitable welcoming I've had.
I'm gonna lean down to Maven and just whisper. If one more of these people draw any of our group's blood, I'm sorry, but I'm burning this entire village to the ground.
You know,
The leader, who hears you, turns over his shoulder and growls as he keeps walking, but he acknowledged what you said.
she doesn't speak for all of us.
Benji, do tell me if you speak common. If you know.
What was that?
Do tell me if you speak common. If you
He's
know.
spoken some rough enough to get his message across to me last time.
That
I think
could
he
be
has
valuable.
experience with other sailors.
Do you know what language they're speaking?
There's no record of this people anywhere. We did our research in the library. This place isn't on the map.
Right.
You see a woman sort of run up to him as he stops, and everyone else, stops all of you as well. As, she looks a little, freaked out and distressed, and she keeps saying the word fille. As he, puts his hands on her shoulders, takes her hands and kisses them, and just calmly pushes her away, saying some words to her. So you sort of get the sense that is what he is.
Did you say that's what he's called? Fie?
Yes, fille. Oh, I thought things is okay. So, as you keep walking for a little bit more, you still hear some almost like or just little comments here and there, and mostly in fear as you pass by. He finally turns around and gives another shout in their language as they, kind of hesitantly go back to what they were doing. After some time, you come across a hut that looks more ancient. The wood is darkened and rotting in some places. The grass and leaves atop the structure are withered and sun-bleached, and there is no door. The entrance to this place seems to be just like an archway that is covered in dangling vines and leaves and flowers, with a wooden sign mounted to the side of it that has writing of a language that, again, you guys do not understand. Fiye gives a curt nod to the hunters behind you all, or the ones who are grabbing you, and they all start to disperse back into the village. And he looks at all of you, brow still furrowed. Weeba. And then he shakes his head as you all look at him confused. He goes, Ueba, enter.
Okay.
Let us do so. As Matthew will kind of push everyone to go inside.
So yes, you all go and walk through the wide entrance. The circular room that you enter has a little more than dim lighting. It's pretty dark in here, but the floor of the hut is covered in intricately patterned rugs, with the exception of a pit of some sort that is emanating smoke. And on the walls there are displays of various animal heads and anatomy drawings of each, accompanied by them. There are also many beautifully handcrafted melee weapons and armored pieces made out of some sort of bamboo material that are scattered throughout. And the most noticeable piece of art is a large painted mural that seems to be a series of markings that create the silhouette of a stingray. This seems to perfectly frame the back of a female figure kneeling in front of it with her head sort of bowed to the ground. As you hear Fiye say as you all approach, Panui baka matereu tirai hakiti. And he bows. And you see the woman slowly rise from her place and turn toward all of you. And now you see that this woman's body is covered, I want to say 80% of this woman's body is covered in tattoos, wearing a pair of large golden earrings and gray eyes and curly hair that comes up to about my shoulder length. As she says, Sha Gamalia Sifa Skishe Invaders.
Whoa.
Invaders is a bit of a strong term. We prefer guests?
Anui.
We can uninvite her.
We've come to ask for help.
He raises an eyebrow and turns to Fiye and starts to converse with him. And he mentions Leopasa's name in his response. And her expression also drops a little as she sits down in front of all of you, crisscross on the floor, and closes her eyes. And Fiye sort of turns to you and tells you guys to get down.
Kidani gets down on sits crisscross applesauce.
Yeah.
This
Tanji
is
has his
humiliating.
Shut up, Matthew.
Humble. Oh, hang on. Does anyone have any magic? Or know anything to communicate?
If I can persuade her with chance if she can understand the word I'll be saying.
Do not
That's
think
okay, can
magic.
be.
Able to.
Do not cat spells in her presence. It is I could take it as hostility. I do not know what you're doing.
Louis Vata. PA says, shouting at all of you.
Fucking
Matthew.
vows. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, Maeve's gonna do like,
Yeah, Matthew will bow.
He like puffs out a deep breath and straightens. As the woman opens her eyes, she says, "What you want with Leopasa?"
We are searching for an item that was prophesied to be here from the sea folk.
Something to help with destruction of our home, to protect it from destruction.
and not just our home, really anyone that, well, are you familiar with sirens?
She just stares at you.
Are there any lit flame within this home? Oh,
No, the only like inklings of a fire is coming from like a pit that's so like a few feet away from you guys.
from a what?
From a pit that's a few feet away from you guys, there's like a pit that smoke is emanating from.
As at the mention of siren, Matthew would like to potentially aid the understanding by using his control over fire, command flame, to make the fire rise a bit and shift it into the figure of a siren. See if she recognized the creature.
Thea draws his javelin once more as she like holds her hand up towards him and watches the images play out. Did you see attackers?
Yes.
We're
These
trying to
enemy of
disable these
ours.
attackers.
Go
Brandon,
ahead.
I'm gonna need you to hop off the brain cell.
You go ahead, man.
Sorry, y'all. So yes, she says, sea demon attackers.
The same has happened to us. These enemy we share with you.
Leopasa, speak to you.
Yes.
Leopasa is protector. Is our home.
We merely seek the same thing here. To find your protector so that you could aid us, defeating these enemy that we share in common.
What you seek.
A moonstone jewel. It's a part of a greater crown that the sirens want. If we get it, we can stop them.
What is?
They are given great power that will destroy more than just us.
With this control fire, Matthew would aid, have these visual assistants to like the moonstone, what he think it is, like visualization of moon on fire, maybe a city burning and so forth, from what Kadani said. Just aiding interpret this whole conversation.
Her eyes sort of go up momentarily as she goes. And Tanji would recognize this being said in his first encounter as well. Telania. And she looks to Fie. Telania is cursed. Was brought to us many moons ago. Plagued our people, stole our fish, made chaos. Leopasa take, bring it somewhere else to protect.
Do you know where?
Leopasa no only.
Well, all the more reason we would like to speak to Leovasa. So do you think that's possible?
He come when sun dies. And she starts to get up. And walk over to one of the art pieces that is on the wall and sort of points to it. And realizing this art piece is Tanji would also recognize of Leopasa. It is a whale shark. Seems to be ethereal, not in the way that it's like corporeal, but just like just majestic. It's majestic. He come when sun dies. Meet him at shore.
What do we...
Thank you. That's all Kadani was saying is thank you.
My name Chaka.
Chaka. It's an honor to be in your presence.
Your name?
Matthew.
Maeve.
These are my fellow companions.
Kadani. And we.
Do not hurt village. Do not speak. You wait.
Sounds good.
Concept art for Chaka.
I just know Chaka's gonna be fine.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I'm always right.
You're always down bad, is what you mean.
Shut up!
She starts to speak to Fie in the language. And she goes, you eat, you wait.
We can do such.
Yeah. Sure.
If you accept us to be in your presence, of course.
Speak with Leopasa is honor. He trusts. I trust.
Is there anything that we should do to honor Leovasa?
We bow to him, our blue-diving prince.
Then we will do so in his presence.
He gives a nod to Fie, and he sort of, with his hands gestures for all of them to leave. Get out. Out!
Kadani does not hesitate to get out.
Yeah, right behind her.
Matthew gave a similar bow to what they did real fast, just out of respect and fuck off. Yep.
Drench, were you saying something? I'm sorry.
It's fine. That was, but it's fine.
Okay. So when you guys are ushered out, you are once again obviously met with the village. This VA is now in front of you all, turns to you, goes, "Food when sons sleep." And then he just walked away.
So there's no more of the villagers within earshot of us?
This like hut that you're at is probably like maybe like 50 feet away from like where the village starts to become more, populated. So it's semi-close.
We do intend to follow their rules, correct? Because I personally don't want to end up on the wrong end of a spear.
We shall endeavor to be on our best behavior right now, as to not get spilled.
Sounds good.
Okay, just rolls her eyes.
If this place is anything like my home, we are always being watched. Do not. It is. They are very cautious. And they will make sure to keep an eye on every little thing we do. If they do not want us speaking, I do not know if that is what she meant, but... And he kind of looks towards Kadani. I know you are a very friendly person, but... Maybe...
I will
Yeah.
keep to myself. No worries.
Yeah.
Does that mean we can't talk to each other or just to the village?
Keep to ourselves if they do not want us to. There are worse things than the end of a spear.
Perhaps you
You
can
know what?
await.
I'm.
No, you.
Fuck off!
Ren!
Nobody's gonna speak.
Okay. As much as I would usually like a fight, I don't want right now. I want to get back to the boat.
Yeah, I never thought I'd say that. I agree with that, but I want to be on the boat.
I do not mind
Oh.
sitting on the beach until sundown.
I was gonna say we can enjoy the beach for the moment being. After all, the whale is going to be there at sundown.
And I've got playing cards to pass the time if we need.
That is a good idea.
Well,
You see a child running towards all of you as you hear a femme voice shout out, "Shaka, no!" And the child seems to be holding a piece of paper and a piece of chalk or charcoal, and runs up to all of you and goes, "Suiba ela naka no a."
Do not engage. No.
They've got call.
Easy.
let us depart towards the beach. And Matthew will start making his way towards the beach. avoiding-
But the kid is so cute.
No.
It's just a little kid.
No.
Just
can-
a little.
No.
No.
Can we gather any intentions from the child?
Make an insight check.
Okay.
Insight.
child
Where is
is an
the
operative.
voice? Can I look towards whoever that came from?
Yeah.
Do we see the
that
mom?
there-
Yeah, do we
yeah.
see the mom?
See who that
Yeah.
expression, what her expression is like.
17.
So you see, Drench, you see behind this child about 20 feet away, you presume is a motherly figure to this child, who is holding a sort of bag in one hand and then like sort of clutching her chest in the other. And she looks like, she's watching her child, but she doesn't look like she's like afraid for the child. Like she's just like, oh, like you're not supposed to talk to them. Just like you guys are not supposed to talk to them. But insight checks on the child. It doesn't take much to see. This child is childing. They can't be any more than 5 years old. You know, they have this little tiny little mess of dark hair, and the little piece of paper that they have up seems to have like a drawing of like a stick figure on it, and then their hands are just like sort of like messy with chalk, and they just have a big smile on their face.
The kid heard that he wasn't allowed to talk to us, so therefore is trying to draw with us. These villagers compliancing.
They didn't tell us we couldn't draw with them.
Kadani kneels down, and she, in the sand at their feet, just draws a little smiley face.
They giggle and then say to you all, "It's no maava. It's."
I saw that. I saw that.
Maeve just kind of look at her mom and go.
Her mother starts to slowly walk towards, and the child goes, "Na ba'a, Chuki, Chuki."
Tanji.
Matthew.
Supposed to talk to them.
Good. So much for not talking.
How about
Maeve.
we avoid them as much as possible, like we plan to do?
Do not engage.
Maeve's kind of grabbing Kadani by the arm.
Look, Matthew's grabbing Tanji.
Oh! Hurting
The
them
mother,
Arms
the,
out. Just...
the mother
Patting
is
Maeve
like,
by
you
the
know, puts her hand on the child's shoulder and just like goes, "Suna, Suna."
Suna.
Suna, Suna.
Foul.
Tanji let it be known Matthew's full head grabbing you with his metallic hand.
Ow, ow, ow,
With the metallic one.
Kadani, do you not remember how we just explicitly said we're not going to break the rules?
They're being gentle with her over there.
Shut up, Tanji!
Let go.
No,
Kadani's not being
no.
held by the hair.
Yeah, those you are.
Should I grab her by the hair? Kadani, I can grab you by the hair.
Ow, ow.
I'm sorry.
No more. I
He's
understand.
gonna throw Tanji on the sand after a good distance.
Kadani, you feel something take a hold of your tail. So do you, Falcon and Lunch.
Oh
Selkie
no.
just like completely 180s her head without turning her body. Like,
All of you see another child of varying age, just like sort of grabbing it and observing it.
I sit up from the sand.
How are you avoiding that one?
he just runs away. He just runs away.
Yeah, Maeve's just got Kadani.
Drench is going to is seeing the child, like he's not like pulling on the tail, right? He's just like
No,
looking
he's
at it.
just like looking at it, feeling it, and they're speaking to each other in like very like awe, like in
Okay.
awe type of manner.
He's just gonna kneel down with the tail out behind him and let them look at it.
Drench!
Just not doing anything, just sitting there, eyes closed, face forward, but letting them look at it.
It seems to be a little girl. Her hair is sort of in a braid, as you know she looks at you and like flinches back, but then like slowly reaches her hand out to touch your nose and like starts just like stroking it. And it's like, "Oh, Chopanea, eats," and like she's calling like her friends over, and now they're all like,
No,
touching
no,
Jonas, like,
no.
He is not moving, just eyes closed, facing towards the beach, and just letting it happen.
Drench, you're the one who told
Not
us
moving.
to.
Wow.
Do not start, but do not. Be careful.
It's gonna make him angrier if he just upset the women and children. Think about that.
Maeve's gonna kneel down as well.
Matthew will take a torch that he has on him, lits it, like very discreetly, like behind, and then he will.
Throws it onto one of the hoops.
Back, all of you.
I mean, I said I burned this shit down, but damn.
Discreetly starts a house fire.
No. he's gonna lit up a torch and like a little bit away from the children real fast so that they don't see it, and then he'll go a little bit further, plant it into the sand so it can stand up, and with control flame he'll make a figure similar to their drawing and so forth. From the flame, have it dance for a minute. Not a minute, but just have it dance. It lasts for an hour. And so afterward, you'll point attention to it, like pointing at it towards the children, as if that distraction. Almost attempting to put TV in front of a child for the first time.
Oh yes,
I get in
taunt
trouble.
fire and fire to the kids.
No, it's.
I get in
it's-
trouble for
it's in the
drawing a
sand.
picture, drawing a smiley face, and he gets to set a torch on fire.
Enough.
If he gets
No.
light fire around the kids, I'm letting Morgan out.
Nope. We are walking away. We are walking away from the children. We are walking away.
Them see this fire, that's why they'll be
It's
distracted
already
for a
at the
little bit
water's
of time.
edge.
You don't
Where
put
you-
fire in front of children.
Morgan.
Oh, you
When you ignite the torch, the mom that seems to be there like sort of jumps and like is startled, but then starts to laugh at her being scared, and you start to draw the attention of other villagers. And the kids are like still feeling like Drench's skin, and then maybe like another maybe like preteen sort of person comes up and like tries to touch like Maverin's pointy ears.
Oh,
you know?
oh no.
They're getting very like handsy, but like not in a way that's aggressive. Like it's definitely out of curiosity.
Kadani kind of sits pouting a little bit, but is flicking her tail at like one of the kids that had grabbed it a moment ago, like you would like with a cat.
Yeah, they're all just like enjoying the new people.
Just not moving, not engaging with them, just letting them do like what they
The fan
need
club
until
is international.
they leave.
Falcon
Frick
is
you.
Falcon has like used the sand to make a little hill out of sand and is currently sitting behind it. Like not supposed to interact with them, so she's just fucking hiding.
Matthew is just gonna let the people watch and go, Satun Mata, blah blah blah, and and go away.
Not that. That's crazy.
Huh?
You're hilarious.
Passive aggressive.
And he's gonna leave towards the beach and lay on the sand, while let the fire do its thing.
Maeve's gonna, with the kid that was like touching her ears, she's gonna try and do a little sleight of hand, do a little coin trick behind his own ear, give him a copper.
They like gasp and like they're more interested in what you pulled, like the coin, and he snatches it and he starts like observing it and like biting it to his teeth and like holding it up to the sun, and like you see some adults now are coming over like to observe this, you know, this currency that you've brought.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I've done that, Maverick.
I'm gonna take another copper, I'm gonna throw it!
Gosh dang it. It's like feeding
Doing the
ducks,
exact
what the frick?
opposite of what we were told.
It's like, oh no, the
No.
geese are showing up because I pulled out a piece of bread. Throw another one away from me.
Yeah, I'm literally throwing the copper far from me, like towards where the adults are going, and I'm turning on my heel and walking towards Matthew.
You hear from the hut, you know, the voice of Chaka say, "Mawe itamareva," and they sort of, you know, the kids let go of Drench's skin and, you know, let go of Kadani's tail, start to back away, and, you know, give you guys some space now as they all start trying to go back to the village now.
Okay. At that point, I will get up and join the rest of them.
And Chaka goes, "You weird. Look different." She goes back into the hut.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Was that directed to everyone or specifically me?
All of you. All of you
Okay.
look very weird.
Falcon peeks out from behind her little sand hill. Are they gone?
Yes,
They are.
we are no longer the local celebrities.
Good. We don't need any more attention.
I believe
an
this is
island.
what. Drenched, is this what you felt the first time you went to Pyre?
Yes.
I feel like he felt that and with a bit of different intent.
Love.
Tail.
Let's hope it does not come to that for us.
Well, it seems the cult of Dredge knows no borders.
But I don't
All
even know
hail.
what that means. Please
All
don't.
hail.
Not in front
All
of them.
hail,
All
Dredge.
hail.
All hail,
Not in
Dredge.
front of the people that have no idea what you're doing.
Well, they're not around.
I'm gonna give Drench a noogie. I'm gonna die.
Well, should we settle in?
Yeah. Matthew is just gonna lay on the sand on his back.
Maeve's gonna plop down too.
Maeve, you said you had the cards?
Oh, she's gonna pop right up. Who wants to gamble?
I have
Five
no
goals
idea
on
how
the
to
back.
play poker. But I'll play.
I don't gamble, but and she just starts chucking back off, her shirt comes off, and she's getting in the water.
Okay,
That works.
I still have 5 gold.
I can just take those from you now. Save you the humiliation.
How much you putting on the table? Because I can help you out with those.
Mia, do you, for the sake of time, do you want us to just... No.
Want a time skip?
It's up to you. I'm asking because I'm happy either way, but I don't want to.
So yeah, sure, we could do that. We'll say that you guys enjoy a nice game of gambling, with whatever that may be. During the time that you guys are waiting, you do see the sun start to set. You see another lesser elemental sort of ski up to you on the ocean and spray water at you, and then dissipate. Then Fie finds all of you and ushers you all to come with him, and he brings you to a place in the forest or in the jungle where it's just a stream, like a river, and there is a bunch of fish flowing through it, and he gives you all like pokers, and you see that many of the other village people are starting to poke and stab at the water, each one taking out, a fish and another fish. And so you sort of get the idea that you're supposed to do the same thing. All of you make performance checks, please.
Oh,
Ooh, performance! Performance! I'm kinda good at that.
Okay, I'm
Ooh.
not using Roll20 for this one.
Yo, not bad.
No, I am. Okay, I am going to use Roll20. All right, hold on.
Okay.
17.
Woo!
16.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
14.
What was it?
That's funny, I assume.
21!
Ooh.
The one and the only time I've done performance, and it's not been with the violin.
Kadani just, canonically sucks at violin.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Did
Or at
anyone
least
get below a 15?
I got a 6.
I got 16.
I got 14, I think.
An 8, Ren?
9.
9, okay. So those of you who got above 15, you sort of get the hang of it, observing the other village people. They're also obviously still aware of you, but maybe there are some people that come over and in their language as best as they can try to demonstrate, and you're able to catch 2 or 3 fish, whilst the rest of you don't quite get the hang of it. The refraction of the light from the sun through the water and then to the fish, you just keep missing and just bringing up nothing, or bringing up chunks of seaweed or something like that, until somebody else has to come over and help you with that. But you all will take the fish back into the main part of the village where there are multiple different makeshift barbecues set out to smoke these fish, to grill these fish, and they are chef's kiss, fresh fish from a freshwater stream, a little salt, a little pepper, very delicious. And as the sun starts to now set, you guys find yourselves back at the beach with Chaka and Fie. As they sink their feet into the waters. And Tanji, you recognize that Fie brings out a familiar conch. And once the sun is down, wait a couple more minutes, he blows on it, and Chaka yells his name. And after a couple of seconds, you guys see just ever so slightly off in the distance this blue glowing mass just gliding towards you all. You're seeing that, like, not only is it just like glowing a bright, like, baby blue, but there just seems to also be like sort of like sparks or sparkles that are emanating from the outline of it. And Kadani, you hear as it starts to get closer, they are here. And Chaka and Fie go up to Leopasa, and they both like put their hand under the water and they start petting him. What do you do?
Kadani whispers under her breath. He just spoke, saying they are here.
Maeve's just gonna bow.
Yeah, Matthew.
Kadani is also going to bow.
Can I go through with that bow?
Yep, bow.
Trench is going to vow also, but right after he's going to take his staff and cast Speak with Animals using the staff, just to have that up.
So I can't like send like that weird spring that
He's here, Chaka says. You are to journey, yes?
What do you hear?
Chaka says you are to journey, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
He will guide you. He will protect you. And they both start to leave the water and walk back into the village as Leopasa just idly kind of bobs with the water.
She starts to slowly wade in, looking at the others.
Good on Ekalis.
What are we doing?
Not that, right?
Can I pet him?
I believe you'll have to. You might be the first to do.
Vulcan fucking follows Tanji.
Kadani
Pet
wants to pet the shark.
Oh, come on. Let us all greet this well shark.
Come on, Mavrin.
Trench is gonna walk back to Mavrin and just hold out a hand.
Just gonna take his hand.
Donnie, you hear.
It's like a big water puppy.
Come, we go under.
No.
Ivasa saying for us to come. We're going under.
Well,
No.
alright.
We get to swim with it.
I'll get close after patting head and face and everything, and just hold on to a fin.
Kadani does the same.
Should we take some underwater breathing potions, maybe?
If you have, possibly.
I want to see what happens before I do anything.
Matthew will go to Mavrin and give her one of his breathing potion.
I've got some. It's okay.
Chaka said that he would protect us. It makes more sense for I think I trust the whale a little bit more than drowning in the water.
Yeah, it's as easy as dying.
Okay.
I'm
Question.
gonna
Answer.
You guys have the fin wheel.
I thought we
Is
used
that
it
a
already.
question?
I don't recall.
No.
we don't have.
No, the
Finweed. We
princess
have water
has
breathing
it.
potions and then some spells. I'm not casting a spell until I see the if I need it or not.
We do not have Finweed.
Yeah, the princess had enough, but we didn't have any more.
We don't have any.
They didn't give us any. We'll try it.
Okay.
I really can Falcon just go up to the nose of the Vasa and just little pets, like little water puppy pets.
Yes.
Hold on. 1 minute.
Hold on, I gotta go get my whale shark plushie. Be
Maeve's gonna walk up to it and just go, "That's a nice giant whale shark."
Maeve, you hear from your pouch. You guys dead yet?
Is that all we get?
Yeah.
Maeve's gonna
You
grab
need
it.
anything? You guys dead yet?
We are not dead, but we're gonna go underwater with a giant whale shark. See you later.
I can cast air bubble on myself and one other person.
Say that to the woman who could probably shoot lightning at you. Or water.
How many potions do we have to divvy up?
I have 2 potions.
2 potions.
So we have 4 safe for the moment.
I have 1
Okay.
potion.
So 3.
Drench, do you need it after a while? How long can you breathe?
15 minutes
I
of
have
not
one
breathing.
and 1 giant potion, but that's fine.
What do you have, Falcon?
1 water breathing potion.
Okay. So everyone should be safe. Someone doesn't need to drink a potion.
I've got 1 potion I can give up, in addition to casting a spell on somebody.
Gotcha. So
You're actually talking about us. How are you feeling?
okay, so 2 of us don't need a potion. 4 of us, well, 3 of us would, and Drench, it's unsure depending of time.
I think we should account for at least an hour.
How long do the bubbles last?
Never mind.
Go ahead.
Let the consequences happen. Let them happen.
How long do the bubbles last, Michael?
24 hours.
24 hours,
Whoever gets a
okay.
bubble will be safe. Because I can recast between that.
Would we like to simply send 2 people in?
We could do that. We could send 3. Someone could hold all potions.
I hate
And 2
splitting
people
up
could
the
have-
group.
But 3 is a decent number.
I feel like the third with the potions might be a little bit a waste. If we need an emergency with them, we have an hour of safety from that. But
Can
wanna
anyone
send 2
talk
people?
to Leovasa and ask what this entails?
I'm not questioning the sparkly whale.
I shall.
Can you speak to whales?
I'm not sure, but I'll try.
I was muted. I can only hear thoughts. I can't speak, I don't think.
I am able to at the moment.
Then please ask how long would it take for us to reach this location he would like to guide us to.
And can we breathe?
Trench will walk up and kind of rub alongside the whale shark with his hand. Be like, dear friend, what does this journey entail? Will we all be able to go with you and breathe as you do?
He says, "We must travel to deep water temple, the temple of my home, and those who have come before me.
The mother advises that you are of the sea for this.
It's sugar baby.
And Kadani can hear that because of the thought thing.
Yes.
We're gonna need the princess.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Wow. So we should have what? We should have what?
Okay. I thought that when you guys went to the Kingdom of Eoria initially, that you guys had enough and bought more from Professor Shea.
They didn't let us
I
get
asked
more.
enough times after if we had more. It was
We tried.
To go to that kingdom trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were not
It was a whole
allowed
lot
to
of
receive
not
more.
being able to get extra.
Yeah.
So
We know the princess has enough to keep herself safe
we
out of
made-
the water, but
We made the request to get some. We were told no.
So
What? Why would I say no?
I don't know.
we don't know. We
I'm
just
sorry. I'm genuinely trying to think about it.
Well, we had requested from the school, I believe, right?
Yeah. They were like, that's
And-
not allowed.
And that's not allowed.
Why'd you say it like that?
Yeah.
he does not like the school board. He just-
No. I probably
Allowed.
would. Yeah. I probably would have said no. That you needed more permission. So yeah, that wouldn't make sense. But okay. Yeah.
Fuck.
So we can send 2.
can we?
We can send one.
You must go.
Fuck it.
Impatient.
We still have that pearl, I believe, correct?
Is now the time we want
That
to
brings
use it?
us up to 3.
And that's like a one-time use. That might be.
That can be permanent if
It's not
used
one-time
correctly.
use unless you mess up.
No, it's one-time use.
Yes.
Wait,
No,
you
it's
guys-
like a sponge. It absorbs and then deabsorbs.
I thought we were told it could only be used once.
It's only used once, and if you don't get out of the water before the time's up, you're just permanently fish.
And when it's done, it's just a regular necklace.
Yes.
Can all of you make a history check for me, really quick?
Fuck.
I am so certain on this shit.
I
I'm fairly positive.
as soon
Hi.
as we have late.
That's a 1 for 2.
Yeah, that's a 10. It's not good.
That's a 6.
18.
Matthew,
Mm.
you would know that anyone get higher than 18 actually?
No.
Hang on.
So you guys, Matthew, you would have remembered that yeah. Okay, so you would have remembered that when you guys traveled to the Kingdom of Eoria and you consumed the Finweed, you remembered Professor Shea telling you that taking the Finweed provided 8 hours of the transformation. And you also would have recalled that throughout this journey of the princess traveling, that you've probably seen her consume the Finweed a number of times, but she definitely allowed herself to swim alongside the boat in some instances, like when Mavrin was being taught how to swim. So, yes, and that the mayor had provided her with enough Finweed and extra, just in case.
Well,
We need the princess over here.
we don't need the princess here. Which she'll be happy to remind us of our mistake in that situation.
Your mistake.
Kadani uses
I believe that
sending.
was yours as well.
Tunji, you are in such an easy drowning position right now. Be careful of your world.
I would be very glad to assist you in that action.
Thank you, madam.
Yes, Kadani, you can use sending.
Kadani uses sending and sends a message to the princess. We fucked up. We kind of really need your help. We can't breathe underwater.
She's gonna know where to go!
She's laughing. She's gonna fucking laugh.
So, Kadani, you hear back in your head. I thought I was useless. That's all you hear. You see another lesser water elemental skiing up to all of you. Within his body, you see the floating pieces of Fenweed. He releases it into the water, and then once again sprays all of you with water before disappearing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
More smoke is being
Thank
blown.
you! Kadani calls out to the ocean.
Well then, we have
And
what we
she
need.
goes and she gathers the finweed from where it was.
Yep, easy enough. And like, she only brought like 2 pieces that are like about this big, like strips that are about this big. But that's all you really need.
For what?
2 strips of finweed about this big.
Yeah.
Enough for the
That's
whole
all you
group.
really need. Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's what. Yeah. Sorry. That's what I asked you.
Yeah, but it sounded like you said bubble.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
So,
bad.
yeah.
Oh,
Hope that helps.
sorry.
Foreign. No.
I want octopus legs. Kadani takes a bite of the finweed and hands it over to Falcon.
I hate this so much.
I don't.
She takes a good bite and then hands it over to whoever next.
I'll take that. Matthew.
Throw it to Tenji.
Trench just lets it fall in the water.
The familiar taste of finweed fills your senses. The very salty, very chewy substance that you guys are letting slide down your throat as you start to have that same feelings of transformation, maybe undulating yourself back into the water a little deeper. So yeah.
I hate
As soon
this
as
forever.
as soon as Matthew transform. Go ahead.
Falcon, go. Falcon,
No,
go.
Falcon, no.
Go.
You are delayed.
Okay, Falcon pokes her head up and goes, Drench, are you not coming with us? Eat the fucking
Last time I
finweed.
did this, I hated myself for 2 days.
Why did you hate yourself? You can't swim.
Because
And
I
drink
lose
water.
my legs.
That is one of the main reasons, yes.
Then eat it. I want you to come with us.
Eat the fucking finweed, Drench.
You're like an older
I
brother.
will-
This is our family experience. Eat the fucking
I
fish thing.
will gladly go swim back to the boat to get the princess, and she can help you in this.
Maeve's
Silver-
grabbing the
silver
finweed.
Tanji helps pull his jaw
I
open.
will.
Open up, Drench.
Kadani is using her octopus legs because you stated that she has it to help with getting the fucking finweed.
All of us.
All right.
know.
I cast Ray of Enfeeblement on Kadani.
What the fuck?
Is that? Are you for
Are
real?
you actually doing that?
If you guys start trying to grapple me, yeah, for sure.
All right. Drench.
Do it.
I got 5.
Do it, Matthew.
Hold on.
Get him, Matthew! Get him, Matthew! Fuck character agency. We're just like.
Do I do it?
All of
Do
you
it.
would make a strength check.
Do it.
if you're
Matthew,
trying to
do it.
restrain
So,
Oh,
okay.
I want my key.
Ray of Enfeeblement only makes it to where I deal half damage with the strength check. It doesn't make my. It doesn't
That's
make me roll
fair.
strength.
I misread. Okay.
Oh,
I guess I don't cast
I
that.
still rolled a motherfucking 9.
I rolled rolled an 8, but I'm using lucky on this shit.
I rolled a 5.
I'm re-rolling this shit. I will use all of my lucky on this, so
Okay,
help me.
Can I said I would have cast it. I didn't read it right. Can I cast something else instead?
No.
How many people does Bane affect?
No!
Ah,
To stop people from getting it drenched.
I just have my a
Okay.
spell holding and ready.
Okay, yes, Falcon, as you guys are all trying, Kadani's tentacles are slipping from his grasp. Tanji is
to stop people
trying and
from
failing.
getting it drenched. I'm
Yes,
to
Falcon
help
is
him.
trying to pull all of
I'm
you
help-
off of Drench. Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
Don't come join the field trip.
Drench, do whatever it is you want.
I completely destroyed one of the practice figures in the armory last time. I hated myself for at least 2 days.
Drench, this is not the time to plunder about such an inconvenience.
You think I enjoy being in the water?
Do you think I enjoy the fact that I'll lose my pants the moment we return on shore?
I forgot about that part.
Honestly,
know.
honestly, I am not entirely sure if that is a bad thing for you, but what were you saying, Falcon?
You feeling some him feeling some kind of way. Not an inconvenience.
I would not force
He
any
can
of you to
okay.
do something that you
You guys are
getting
like
some
my
lag.
phone
Oh god.
We're hearing you.
I'm sorry. Do you mind muting and using his? Yeah.
Yeah, use his mic, please.
I'm so sorry.
This is the kind of sidetrack I was worried
Okay.
about, guys.
Okay, look, Matthew, and she like puts her finger to his forehead. Him feeling bad is not an inconvenience, and I will fight you on that. And this time I'll fucking win. Now, you are all my found family. I would not force any of you to do something you don't want to do that wasn't for your better health, like dragging you away from the fight. If he does not want to come, he does not have to. We are not forcing anything on him, okay?
Fine, have it your way. Rest on the shore, await our return. That is all. Are those orders simple enough for him?
That was so sweet, Dawson.
Oh, fuck me, dude.
Matthew uses dad voice.
I'm
Drench
sorry.
uses not having headphones on. It's super effective.
I'm sorry, Mia. I'm sorry. It
It was
wasn't-
so funny.
Oh, you're so good. That was so perfect.
That was amazing.
Man.
Okay, so all of you are now in your form. With the exception of Drench. Drench, you will be staying behind, correct?
I don't wanna, but I don't like that Finweed. He doesn't like that Finweed stuff.
I mean, yeah, like Falcon said, you do not have to go.
He's just gonna stare towards Mabrin for a second. I swear, if I have to do this again after today, I am going to kill someone.
The feeling is mutual, and I nominate Tanji. Here we go.
Gonna grab it.
I'm sorry for trying to make you eat the finweed, Drench.
I apologize for nothing.
Mavrin, you are very correct in your statement, and I will eat the Finweed.
Okay. So,
These
at
bickering
this
each other.
point, Leah Fossa has just been patiently waiting as you guys work this out. He's awesome. Love Leah Fossa. So, Once you guys are all transformed, he just goes, "Come." And then he starts to swim off. Shut the fuck up, you motherfucker. Cut that out. Cut. Anyways. So. Now, as you begin on your journey to the depths of the sea, y'all. Here we go. Un momento, por favor.
Vale,
Someone took
vale.
a child. Oh, man.
So, a familiar, lovely, cold, and chilling feeling of the water starts to envelop all of you. But since you're in your new forms, you're able to adjust to it faster than usual. But yes, you see, you follow Leopasa for a while. Just sort of going out more and more into sea. But then he starts to dive deeper into the water. And he starts to say, Kidani, you would hear this, and I don't know how long Speak with Animals is drenched, but maybe you would hear this too. Kidani, you hear. We are traveling to the Temple of the Fallen Guardians. The Mother bestows the honor onto a creature tasked with the duty of protecting those who inhabit. This was my home. This is where I put the peace. This is where no one else could find it. No one else could be harmed by it. With the rise of the siren, the Mother informed me it was of high importance. She told me of all of you. The whole of the sea has been talking of all of you. Chosen ones. So, with that, after traveling deeper and deeper into the depths of the sea, the temperature starts to drop pretty drastically, and there's a slight feeling of pressure closing in on the side of your heads, naturally. And the light from the moon is becoming more and more scarce, to the point of seeing things that you're not quite sure actually there. Very similar to when you're in complete darkness in your room as a child. The water has been filtering through your newly formed gills, but up until this point has been somewhat clean, although now you start to feel particles of decayed whatever the fucks of whatnots as the coloration of the water is turning from that beautiful crimson blue to now a deep green. However, you all trek on with Leopasa, acting as a sort of beacon of guidance for all of you as he is still glowing, until he comes to a halt, to what seems to be a circular void or darkened entrance that is shaped out of broken down rock and tangled seaweed. And there's where you need to go, he says. I can guide you no longer.
Thank you.
Can you not follow us further?
He says he can't take us any further. This is where we need to go.
Can you ask it if what we are to expect, at least?
Kidani lets it drench.
Hold on. Sorry. He's gonna use his staff and speak with animals again, because it only lasts 10 minutes. What should we expect to find within this place? Are there things defending this?
There's a moment of pause. And then you hear a response in both of your heads. Loss. And then it starts to swim away. Up.
That was ominous. They say that what we are to expect is loss.
Great.
Loss. What this trip is gonna cost us.
How dark is it in term mechanic?
It's very, very dark.
Drench will cast light from the end of his staff.
Cool. Yeah, like the light just starts to be siphoned as soon as Leopfasa like swims away, but Drench obviously, comes in to save with light.
Do like physical loss? Like, are we losing another thing? I can't lose my I don't have anything. I left my crap on the beach.
I don't know.
I'm assuming that we'll see that when we get to it. Although I can only have an inkling that it means of people we've lost.
Ominous. Great. Shall we?
Yeah.
Okay. As you all descend... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, quick question. While we are all on the beach, can we have taken a short rest? Is that a thing?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, because I had died, but hit by 7 hit points, so I'm just gonna heal that up for the short rest.
We had taken a
you're
long
good.
rest.
So as you all descend into this void, at first, all you can really get from your surroundings is the outstretched, loose tendrils of kelp and seaweed that are swaying in the currents, and some pieces of fallen or broken rock that line the bottom of this trail. But upon further inspection, you see that the walls themselves are not just mere stone. They seem to have a specific design or etching across the material. That the formation in which the seaweed and kelp have grown may have been intentional due to the growth pattern that is in sort of neatly aligned rows that are bordering the walls and encase the trail. But the path seems to stop, going deeper, and now starts to level out. And swimming for a few more paces, you all come to a dead end. A wall of stone that seems to be indented a little bit, like sort of chips have been taken out of it. But above, so it's like a circular sort of stone wall thing. Above the wall, etched into the curve of the circular shape, are characters or symbols of some sort, along with an imprint of a hand that is placed in the middle of the wall. So yes, that is what you see. What would you like to do?
Well, I assume there's no use waiting for it. And just before, making sure, the hand seems to be of anyone in this group? Or is it just regular, basic?
It's just a, generic hand print.
Not wanting to waste any time, but you will go place his hand on it.
As you do that, it starts to glow a blue that turns to a red. And then you all start to hear the shifting of rock. and then the sliding of rock on rock, and then a huge slam behind you, about 50 feet away behind you. And you see this now newly formed wall behind you all has pikes or spikes on it, starting to slowly come towards all of you.
Ain't no
That's
way,
a
man.
problem.
This is why we talk about these things.
You all have
What does
8 minutes
Oof.
before the wall
It's a decent amount of
comes
action.
upon you.
That's a decent amount of time. Yeah, let's figure this out.
That's fair. Oh, so my
okay.
end didn't work.
Oh, okay. Everyone try their hand then. Yeah, yeah.
Wait.
This was
what
given
does
to
those
Drench and
characters
Gadani. One of
mean?
you two.
Kadani
What
puts
does
her hand
those
on the thing.
characters mean?
It starts to go blue, then goes red again, and the wall gets a little faster.
No more hands! No more hands! Hands off!
Okay. But no, what does that say? What does that read? Are those words? What is that?
Can anyone? Does it look like a familiar writing to anyone?
You guys can make a history or a religion check.
Can help. +1 and plus that's history. It is.
History 3, that's pretty
God
good. that's
damn
pretty
it!
good.
12.
12 as well.
19?
Drench, what did you get?
10.
19 on what?
History.
You recognize... Oh, 16? Falcon?
No, I'm lagging. My bad.
Okay, you're good. So while you were also researching in the library with the rest of the group, as well as along with your visit to the Kingdom of Ioria, with your history and your background traveling to different places, it's not... You've developed a sort of method in your head to sort of try and configure different letterings or different meanings of languages that you are unfamiliar with. While in the Kingdom of Ioria, these etchings and characters and symbols seem to be of what the merfolk speak, which is Aquan.
Okay.
And you can see that a couple of the symbols sort of spell out children.
This passage
Child or children.
Yes, I'm assuming this passage is speaking of the children of the sea, or child of the sea, or something akin to it. It's Aquan, so...
We're all turned into children of the sea, but if no hands are working, do we need the princess?
Oh, fuck. Shit. Maeve's gonna start looking on the walls and, like, floors and stuff to see if there's any sort of a mechanism to stop this.
Yeah, you can make an investigation check.
When Kadani's hand and Matthew's hand were placed, it became, you said it became blue and then it became red. Is there an inclination that it just wasn't enough?
Make a survival check for that. But what did you get, Maeve, on your investigation?
And that one.
There's like nothing. Like all you see is just greenery and stone and just like these etchings. You don't see any sort of trigger, any sort of like maybe hidden lever or hidden door of any type. You're, you know, the wall coming towards you is probably getting to you and you're panicking a little, unable to find anything of significance.
Can I go? Oh, sorry. Can I go try to slow the door down, like get in between the spikes and put my hands to it and just swim as hard as I can, or put my flippers to the floor or something? Just try to slow it down.
Sure. You can try to make a contested strength check. And Matthew, what did you get?
You said survival, right?
Yes.
Okay, so 22.
What?
Much like a security system, you can see that like it turning red, that's sort of a universal color of just like incorrect identification.
Mm.
We've got other members to try. Do we want to shoot through them?
Considering the last failed one made it go faster, maybe not.
We're gonna have to at a certain point because I don't see any other options yet.
Well, perhaps we save it for last.
Falcon, what did you get?
You're muted.
A 6?
16.
Yeah.
Muted.
Oh, 16. So you're trying, and you're trying as hard as you can, and it sort of seems like it's slowing down, but you can't really tell. It just seems just like this unstoppable force. It's still going at a sort of medium pace. You guys still have a few more minutes, but like you're not quite sure if it's actually helping.
I'm gonna rage and just keep pushing.
Okay.
While we wait until we make the decision to try everyone's hand, I'm going to use the opal and redirect the flow of water to just push the wall with her.
Okay. So that seems
Don't know
to...
if that'll do much.
Well, it comes to a little more of a slow. Yeah, so it's a bit slower now, with the help of the direction of the water. But yeah. What else?
Kadani is looking around, see if there's any more buttons, hands. There might be a skeleton here. Something, anything.
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
18.
18. Looking around sort of in the brush, you do see a sort of silver, like, cuff almost looking thing. And on it is just like etchings of waves on it. That's pretty much all you find.
Kadani swims and scoops it up. Looking over it, holds it out. Do we think this might help?
Good.
Try it.
Kadani slips on the cuff and tries her hand again.
It turns blue for longer than it had previously, but then it starts to slowly flicker red, and the wall starts to push harder against the
Is there
Here.
another item of such?
Detect magic. Anything else in this room?
Sure. You see that the wall is magic, for sure.
Wall.
And you
Fuck, the bracelet wasn't.
You see that the wall in front of you with the handprint is magic, as well as the wall behind you is magic, but they are different types of magic.
Okay.
Detect magic also says what kind of magic.
The magic on the wall in front of you is 1 second. In front of you is evocation magic, while the wall behind you is transmutation.
Whoa, I was expecting abjuration.
I was expecting the other.
Yeah, go ahead. Phil.
while Falcon's trying to push, she's just gonna shout out, maybe you have to put the thingy on and then say something that you lost that was like really dear to you. Maybe it's like one of the last bullshit things we had to do. So I don't know. But figure something out because this motherfucker is moving.
With the technique you said Matthew had of deciphering a little bit of language and everything, without fully understanding the word, would he be able to understand how to pronounce the words?
Not really, no.
Oh.
Maybe upon further inspection, the word like she, her pronouns.
Children, she.
Who's the youngest of us? Sorry, go ahead.
Who's the youngest?
That would be Falcon, I think. Out of character though, is that that's still having to do with like the mother?
We don't know.
Probably.
All of you make a history check for me.
Oh.
We haven't even looked at the riddle enough for this, guys.
No.
I was gonna say,
Oh, yeah, we should.
where Kadani
21.
found that racer. Is there anything else around there? Is it like buried in the muck? Or is it just the bracer?
With Kadani's 18, that seems to be the only thing that is around. Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty vacant in here.
You said history.
But the
Sorry.
history, and yes, the wall is very, very close to coming within 15 feet of you all.
We're about to have to try all hands, guys.
But hey, what are the history checks?
21.
18.
22.
7.
Tanji's 21 and Matthew's 22. You are like panicking and trying to scramble through, trying to look at the wall, trying to look around, and the impending doom that you all have. And then you start to try and retrace things in your head. And maybe for Tanji, like you said, remember the riddle. You remember Leopfasa saying that the mother suggests all of the sea. And then, along with the writing on the wall, and then with the poem, a mind of bold. And then, suddenly for you, Matthew, you try to track back to Corvell University with your research on these nomadic people in the library, talking with Professor Levant, talking with Professor Halius. And then you remember Professor Oleander. Him specifically saying that the Finweed can only do so much when it comes to navigating in the waters when you are not a true child of the sea.
The pearl.
Maven, give me the pearl.
What?
Give me the pearl.
Fine.
And in that moment, Matthew will use it as soon as he gets it. And touch the door.
Nothing happens.
What's the floor like in this place? Is it stone?
Cuff! Put the cuff on!
It's
Kadani hands him the cuff, and
you remember him saying that the pearls, the necklace that the oracles gave you, you had to specifically wish upon it to become a true child of the sea.
You just have to make the wish.
I thought that
Just
the
saying,
wish
I
was
used
like a
it before.
separate thing.
Yeah, I thought the wish was separate.
Nope. In order to activate this magic item, you have to wish to become a true child of the sea.
But they still get the wish that comes with the mermaid, right? Like the.
Yes,
Okay.
that is what you're
Gotcha.
misconstruing. Yes.
That's my bad. Yeah.
So just to activate it, you need to wish it. You can make a wish spell afterward, and you still have a chance to return to human form afterward, right?
You are turned into a mermaid permanently unless you are above the water before the pearls turn completely white again.
And do we know how long that would be?
Nope.
Right. Matthew
Hold on,
will
hold.
make the wish to become a child of the sea. Put on the bracelet and place his hand on the door.
As the wall comes closer and closer, now within 10 feet, Matthew, you scramble to get on the bracelet, and then you say the evocation to turn you into a child of the sea, and you all see Matthew, his entire form being enveloped in this bright white and blue light, and then it dissipates. He doesn't look any different, but when he rushes to put his hand on the handprint, it turns blue again. And then it turns white. And the wall in front of you starts to move upward.
Everybody through.
And the wall behind you does stop and retract.
Gonna swim on through.
Kadani scrambles under the wall as it starts to raise up, just getting it through.
Tanji starts to swim past towards under the wall, stops at Matthew, looks at the pearl he's holding.
Yes.
Getting you above there before that thing's white.
Matthew, since you are now a true child of the sea, as a mermaid, you now have the ability to grant a wish. However, this still does abide by merfolk customs. So this is not a willy-nilly thing where you're able to just, there are limitations to it as normal merfolk do as well.
Just make sure from what I remember, from what we said earlier, not earlier, but last time, merfolk can just have a wish spell. They're thought to basically, it's better socially to give it, but they're not obliged to do it, I believe.
Yes, so typically they're able to grant a wish to a person that they find is close to their hearts. And it's usually a gesture of romance, of just deep soul connection. If you use your wish or anything outside of that, there are consequences, hence what happened to Princess Rayla. So, do you need clarification on who Rayla is?
No, I remember.
Okay.
But I was under the impression that the consequences came from the other merfolk, the other mermaid, no? Or was it directly like supernaturally power that punished it?
When Rayla used her wish, because that's the only example we really have, she used it on herself, which, yes, is the supernatural sort of punishment which gave her the curse of becoming a siren. When this was discovered, she was banished by the other merfolk for just the crime of killing people. So it wasn't like a societal, it wasn't a societal no, it was like a supernatural thing.
Gotcha.
Of their culture. So, along with that, you are also able to understand and read Aquan.
Gotcha.
So yes, I think that's it. Yes, is it. So, we are through the doors. Tanji, yes.
Does that go for all mermaid law? Can he harm things?
See, the thing about like harming things, like I said, like when it was found out that Rayla killed people, same things found out that Alina killed people out of malice. That is more societal. That is
That is
merfolk
not
law.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So yeah,
enough.
you're good. You're good. The princess is not with you to tell anyone anything. She wouldn't, but anyways. Okay. So yes, you guys are now sort of coming down from this adrenaline rush of what could have been your impending doom, but you are now through this wall. So now, and you, Matthew, you are now able to read the etchings on the top of the wall that says Guardian Temple for all her children. So yes, once through the threshold, you are met with even more tangles of sort of overgrown sea flora. Then you come to a massive opening to what looks like ruins and remains of a gargantuan-sized temple structure. What looks to have been the peak of this temple, so like, you know, it's like a structure. The peak of the temple is now crumpled and disfigured. And down below, more towards, you know, the quote-unquote horizon, if you will, towards the floor of the whole picture are just giant breaks and cracks and chunks, and the ones intricately carved stone walls and pathways that border the temple. The atmosphere, the watery atmosphere, if you will, is sort of, it just feels very vacant and stained with loss, as it seems. And off in the distance, you see small schools of fish and other small to medium-sized creatures just idly wandering through the currents. And I will change the scene here.
Do those schools of fish have any thoughts in their head?
I was gonna say also, can all merfolk speak to any sea creature, I believe?
No.
No, okay.
So change the scene on roll 20. That is a concept of what you would be seeing. So yes, what would you like to do now?
Can we all agree very quickly to not touch anything without consulting the group from now on?
Fully agree.
Okay.
I set down a rock I picked up.
Thank you. Thanks for saving our fins, Matthew.
We'll get you above the water so that way it's not permanent here.
Let's just hurry.
Mm-hmm.
I do not wish to stay as this. And you'll swim quite rapidly towards the center of the peak you mentioned. Yeah.
Same.
Okay. As you guys sort of dip and start to glide over the temple, it's very evident that this was a place of not only worship but of residence for creatures. You can assume merfolk creatures, because not only does it seem completely abandoned, you also see like huge scratch marks along the stone, and you know, riddled with broken pieces of weapons and shields and pieces of clothing and parts of skeleton as well, floating in the water. as you continue on, off in the distance, you see ever so slightly a huge figure, a mass that is just gliding by, having multiple fashions of fins. You see a streak of light pulse through its large body as it sort of starts to glide over you all.
The light goes out.
Tanji, from your little travels and your interests and your hobbies, this is a deep sea leviathan that just passed over your head.
Oh.
But seemingly like it had no care towards all of you. Just gliding by. And Kadani, you don't hear anything as it passes by you. You keep trekking on, I assume.
Is that motherfucker all?
How much is the paleness of the pearl right now, from beginning to now?
So there's a series of 5 little pearl, just like one big one in the middle, and then bordered by 2 smaller ones. They're all currently blue. They haven't started to turn white yet.
Oh yeah, so sorry, yeah, it's a bunch of pearl, right? Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. And how deep are we, give or take, if we have an estimate?
Like, how do you mean? like from where the surface is and then where you guys are at?
Yeah.
Very deep. If you're into Leviathan territory, deep sea Leviathan territory, like thousands.
We're in the midnight zone.
Yeah, you guys are deep. Talking, yeah. Maybe a little deeper than Titanic depths. But yes. When you all swim along, you see that there are like big, like chunks and opening in the ceilings of this temple. It's beautifully crafted, as you see. Like the stone has started to, like turn a darker color and decay. But when you swim, there's just a faint glowing light in this section of the temple that is carved out. And when you all swim towards it, you are met with a circular platform in the middle of this now chamber that you are in. Said platform beholds a cylinder-shaped mass that seems to be made out of stone and various gemstone with streaks of pink and green and dark blue and white. This chamber has 4 walls to it, so in the room that you're in is a 4-walled room. And in each of the 4 corners are large statues that have all been indented in certain areas and aged to a greenish color. But these statues are in the form of a different sea creature. Up and to the right of you guys is a huge manta ray. Down to the right, a great white shark. Up to the left is a king crab. And down to the left is the form of a kraken. Each of them are posed in a majestic and regal manner. Golden plaques plastered to the platform they all stand upon. And then when you swim closer to the cylinder mass that's in the middle of the room, you see yet another imprint of a hand in the center of the stone material.
Kadani, without touching anything, is going to go inspect the Kraken statue. Not touching anything, Just trying to see if there's any writing or anything around it.
The Kraken, other than the plaque that is on it, you don't see any symbols or writing.
And is the plaque in Aquan?
Yes.
This
Would
one
you
has
like to
writing on it. I don't know what it says.
And yeah, I'll change the scene for now, so you guys can actually know where you're at, and you can place your tokens on there if you would like.
I don't wanna. I'm scared. I feel fear.
So right here in the middle is where this cylinder platform is, that circle with like the tiny circles around it. And then in each of these corners you see the ovals with the letters. That's where the statues are.
It was Shark, Kraken. What the other two you said?
A king crab and a manta ray.
The manta ray they were praying to on the people.
Gosh, sorry. The words may they protect on it.
On the centerpiece, you said, right?
Yeah.
Just may they protect.
Yeah.
You relate the information. Let's see if there's a way related to them protecting the children of the sea in some manner of saying.
Well, the of us is a whale shark.
Yes.
And Chaka was praying to a manta ray. I don't know if that was for protection. I don't think I've seen anything about crabs or krakens.
Me neither.
Has there?
Would I have seen anything in the time that we read in the library, or?
For what specifically?
As far as crab, kraken, these other symbols that we're still missing, though.
I mean, other than just like basic, you know, like history or anatomy or legends of like the kraken and the king crab. No, there's nothing
Not
of
really.
significance. Yeah.
Oh, it gotta be a food chain kind of thing.
Do they seem like they can be turned?
They seem to be sort of mounted and stagnant in the stone that they are on.
So, it's not something that can be rotated, basically.
Kadani has been doing laps, like looking at all the statues, trying to see if there's anything different in terms of like the plaques or anything they might be holding or anything like that.
Sure, you can make an investigation check.
Maeve's gonna look around for traps this time.
Okay. You also make an investigation check.
We have seen a kraken before, yes.
There's
Princess's
one above
friend.
us.
Is that... they seemed to be able to speak. Is
At least
that
that-
common?
And I got a 12.
I got 13 on investigation.
Maybe from what you can just like see, you see that there used to be like an iron gate to the entrance of this room, and like a lever, in front of it and behind it. You know, just like a simple open and close mechanism. So then that's pretty much it. In Kadani, you see that like upon further inspection, the eyes of these creatures are not of stone, but of like a really nice dark opal. Yeah, very much.
They really like their opals.
Those aren't the Moonstone jewels, are they?
On those eyes? I mean, could be, but we have 4 statues here.
Dare I say we have Matthew touch the handprint?
Feels like the best bet.
Sure. You know, some men places and print on it.
Okay, in the same fashion, it starts to glow blue, then it turns a white. And you see that another circular patch of this, like, you know, the general proximity of the handprint kind of presses down and into the mass, and then it starts to slide and pull apart, revealing a set of like cracked pieces. And that's where we're gonna end.
I'm actually tweaking them.
Oh man.
Dude, why were you so quick on that? I mean, I know why, but goddamn.
Oh, sheesh.
No,
We
fully
had
deserving.
so many other options.
Yeah.
We had one to bring
You've
the
got
princess and avoid
family.
like half of this.
We wouldn't have been able to bring the princess in time.
But if we had brought her in the first place.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
remember.